Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am joined here with a good friend of mine um, that I have done a lot of good classics with. And sometimes you need good moral support. I was going to do this with Miss BMT, but we had technical difficulties getting it up and running. But of course, I had another friend step up that was watching it alongside with me. And I don't want this young soul's story to not go heard. So I'm going to cover it the best way I can. And I'm going to cover it with Ruby, aka Classic Ruby. You can always find her on her channel. Let me go and pull that up. Classic Ruby, where she goes over different topics, climates, and different things that are going on in the community that, like I said, you got to have a strong resolve. And Ruby is the woman to do that. But I want us to discuss this. Ruby, anything you want to say before we start cutting in?
Oh, I'll just say, good evening, and obviously thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'm really glad that you're covering this topic. I think too often we don't cover the really serious stuff. We cover things that we can mock or poke fun at or, I don't know, roast. And this isn't something that you're roasting. This is really serious, and it isn't a one-off, one in a million. This happens. And we need people to be aware.
Yes. So I do apologize if I get emotional when watching this because my heart does go out for people. And sometimes, y'all, the devil's right there in front of you. And we choose not to say anything. Now, this was sent to me by a subscriber. Shout out to you. Y'all can always send me these things Facebook Messenger, email, and I will get them and cover them best I can. This is Lovely Peaches, as I don't know why they want to call her that. And she admits on how she killed her daughter. The thing about it is, people were thumbing up the video. That is very telling. People thumbs up the video. People were um, asking her questions and all kind of stuff. This is not an easy video to cover. This is just one of many. And as you can see, it says Lovely Peaches needs help. This girl has been on social media caking and laughing and having a good time. When are we going to start saying something? When are we going to actually start calling out these demons? So I'm going to do my best alongside with my partner today. And we're going to cover over this. So let me go ahead and pull that up. If you are a female and you have any type of mental health or depression, get help. Please go get help. You can literally, if you want to get in touch with Classic Ruby, let me know. I can get you in touch with her. I'm sure she will talk with you. If you feel like you do not want your child, and I want you to understand, this video is new. September 8th, 2019. This is not that old. It's not that old, y'all.
Well, just while you're doing that, if anyone ever wants to email me, they can. It's ruby@classicruby.com. So pretty easy to remember. Ruby@classicruby.com. You can reach out to me. Not only can I help you find resources in your area, if you're someone who just has questions about, friend, family member, you're seeing some signs, you're not sure what to make of it, you're not sure what to do. I have actually given guidance to a lot of women in women's retreats on a lot of issues, especially ones that are revolving around mental health. and illness, and finding those resources and getting that help, and first addressing the fact that people have a problem, because sometimes they won't.
Thank you. So we got everything ready, and I'm a little bit rattled. I'm not gonna lie to talk about this, but however, we're going to talk about this and do our best to go over it. Ruby, whenever you want to pause it, just say pause, Joe, and I will pause it, and we can assess from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let us begin.
Early, and you're supposed to let fall off, which I knew that, but I want her to suffer. So once again, I had this something that hurt core miracle. There's so many things I did to her, and since this is my final video, I'm gonna try to get it out there. And there was a lot of things I did to her. I used to pinch her skin. If she woke me up at 3 a.m., I would literally throw her to the I would literally throw her to the floor, or I would pinch her skin really hard, and she would cry. I used to choke her, slap her, punch her, all types of things when she was a few days old. And I did a lot of things to her. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get it all out there. I did a lot of stuff to Core Miracle. I used to pinch her skin. I remember one time she woke me up at 3 a.m. and I was really pissed off. So I grabbed her by her arm and I jerked her out of her little crib. I grabbed that arm, I jerked that hoe out of her crib, and damn near broke her arm off. And I pinched her skin so hard. I said, bitch, you don't wake me up at no fucking 3 a.m. My family was there, unfortunately, and she screamed so fucking loud. And they ran into my room and they said, what happened to her? And I was like, you know, she wakes up every day at 3 a.m. She always wakes up at 3 a.m., like 24/7. Every day she wakes up at 3 a.m. So I was like, she just wakes up at 3 a.m. She always cries at 3 a.m. He was like, well, this is a different cry. She know me not crying that loud. I'm like, oh, she must be hungry, anything for them not to investigate, because I don't want them to see the pinches on her skin. So basically, I told them I'm going to feed her. I'm going to go warm my bottle and feed her. You guys can go back to sleep, because she was crying really, really loud. And normally they'll take her and bring her into their room and let her sleep in there when she gets fussy at 3 a.m. But I did not want them to see the bruises or the pinches on her skin. So I said, I'm going to take her, yada, yada, yada. And they looked at me weird because that was unusual for me, because I always try to avoid being with her at all costs. But anyways, I took her to warm her bottle, yada, yada, yada. That's what happened that specific night. One time I was with Cora, and I just wanted to do anything to hurt her, and I had pulled her whole
Okay, wait,
entire
can we
fingernail
stop for a
off.
sec?
And it was kind of hard to explain what happened.
Go ahead.
I want to address that story, because there's so many problematic things in that one story, that tell you that, first of all, this woman never created a natural bond or attachment with her kid. That can be a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder, or not post-traumatic stress, sorry, postpartum depression. And that's one of the major things, is because there's something psychiatrically going on, you do not bond with this baby. So this baby does not become, the love of your life, or, even yours. It's basically like a parasitic thing. And she addresses it as such. Every situation that she said, like, babies wake up reliably at 3 a.m. and for night feedings and whatever, and she's speaking about her baby like she's this parasitic dog that crawled into the window in the middle of the night harassing her. Now, she's saying that she doesn't want her family to investigate further with the pinches and whatnot, but she says to us that she spends as much time as possible not taking care of this kid. So that
Right.
means the family is seeing bruises and scratches, unexplained injuries all over this baby. And yet they continue to allow her to be any type of caregiver, any type of provider, probably forced her into it, saying, well, this is your kid and you should be responsible. And on one side, I kind of get why you'd want to do that with, just your teen that's wiling out. They don't want to calm down. But this is a different situation. She actually hates this child. You can hear the hate. You can hear the disdain. You can hear that what she wants to do is punish this baby for being alive, basically. And I mean, this is they're just the first story, and you can hear it. She thinks it's hilarious what she's done. She laughs. She thinks it's hilarious.
Right.
Wow.
I would want to give that she's mentally ill, but she's going over on how she is enjoying hiding that she's torturing not even a full 1-month-old child.
Mhm. Mhm.
I want naturally this level of evil, and it is there's no other way to explain it. If y'all know something's happening to somebody, why wait till the fire consumes the house? Like the fact that she told us, that you know her family comes in and checks and says, "Hey, I got to check." The baby don't scream like that. That right there. See,
Mhm.
I even with me having PTSD, my family was hands on deck supportive of let's take the baby until you know fully are anchored, and that's no full of a stumble to me. And y'all can try to chop it or rewrite it however you want, but some people they're just not fully there, and not saying that they're weak, that they know I know my strengths. It would be no different if I saw that Ruby's having a hard time at work and she's not the person that is fully competent for that task. I'll say, well, let's give it to somebody else or help somebody shadow her.
Mhm.
This person did not see her child as a human being.
Nope.
You can hear it like Ruby was saying, the disdainment, the resentment. Let's continue.
Sorry, I just like to
Right.
add one more thing because I do think that she is all kinds of different types of mentally ill. Um, these are not postpartum symptoms, though. You
Nothing for
can
sympathy. Nothing with sympathy coming in this.
Right. Like she's very narcissistic. She sounds like she has attachment disorders in general. She does not care about other people in general. Listen to what she was saying. She doesn't care about pinching the baby as far as hurting the baby. She cares about herself getting in trouble. She cares about her getting caught. It's all about her getting away with it. This sounds a lot like she might have already had borderline personality disorder,
Right.
some other personality disorders where she's, like I said, she's sounding a little bit sociopathic. This is very entertaining for her, and it's all about her own pleasure and pain, and that's what sociopaths do. They don't care. They don't have empathy or sympathy. It's all about whatever feels good to them is good, and whatever feels bad to them is bad. So
Yeah. Let's get back to it, y'all. And again, like I said, this is a pretty cutthroat story. So I understand if this does bother y'all, like I said, you don't have to watch this video. This dude appreciate it. Like I said, but I want you to understand that sometimes these things be right here in front of us and we choose not to do anything. Let's begin.
You know how a lot of times like babies' fingernails grow and they say you're supposed to bite the fingernails off? Well, I had to come up with something. I was like, I was trying to trim her fingernails and I made a mistake and took her whole nail off. So it was kind of hard to get out of that one because of all the times that I did stuff to her and I had to explain what happened. But yeah, that's why I told him what happened. That's when it was a mistake. There was no proof that it wasn't, so everything was fine. When Cora I believe she was half of a month old, I did get in trouble because I wanted to go out to this party with some friends. A lot of y'all already know the story, but like I said, since this is part 3, the ending, I am going to get into that. Since even though y'all already know what happened, you can skip 3 minutes ahead. I mean, well, it's like a long story. You could skip 1 minute ahead if you don't want to hear this. But like I said, I had got in trouble because I left her at home
because the fact that people already knew that this child was being abused.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can skip past this part of the story because this is just part 3. This is just fucking part 3. She has chronicles, not of YouTube content for pleasure or a mukbang or any kind of shit, but just off of the sole enjoyment of abusing a kid. Y'all will talk more about a white man. Y'all could have saved that one kid. Y'all could have stopped that. You didn't have to be her baby daddy. You had to be her cousin. You didn't have to be her friend. You didn't have to be shit. All you had to do, if you saw that, y'all could have reported it. But see, there goes that shit where I'm not telling the police. I ain't saying shit. And because certain entities inside of the community know that, they will continue on doing what they do to black folks. But they know you ain't gonna say shit. They know you ain't.
I mean, even right here, she's lying and equivocating. Now, I don't know if anyone has ever cut anyone's nails, including a baby's, but it is not easy to remove a person's nail from their finger, even babies. It is not easy. She did not do that accidentally. But even here, she knows that that is so torturous and just cruel for no reason. I mean, at least with the other ones, I think she can justify it, like, how dare you wake me up at 3 a.m.? But this is one where she knows, like, oh, it was just about her being lazy. She didn't feel like it. Why should she have to take care of her own baby? And she ripped that baby's nail clean off of her hand. That way, she wouldn't have to do it again. Because see, that's what this is. She's sounding more and more like borderline personality disorder,
Right.
because everything they do is a manipulation. Um, and so, if you don't want to do something, and you've learned that saying "I don't want to" won't get you your way, but you've learned if you do it horribly and it seriously injures the baby, and they'll never ask you again, that's what you'll do, and you don't care about the impact as long as you get out of it. It's yet another thing you don't have to do to spend time with or take care of your own baby. Like, I, it's just the horror. I'm sitting here with the horror of thinking about one of my nails being ripped off my hand, and a baby who can't understand, can't reason, no language skills, and in mommy's arms, the one place you're supposed to feel safe and secure, and you're getting your nail ripped off your hand because mom's a piece of shit, because everyone turned a blind eye, because everyone wanted to go, not my problem, not my responsibility, not my kid. Like, oh,
Let's let's continue. And again, if it's too much for you guys to understand, if you don't want to watch it, I'm doing this because this baby didn't get his story told. We'll talk about everything else, but we won't talk about the things at ground level.
Home by herself, and she was on the swing swinging. And I left her home by herself, and the swing was on the floor, and she was halfway out the swing, and one of the neighbors saw her because I left the door open. So one of the neighbors was passing by with their nosy ass, because a lot of people don't know how to mind their own business. Mind your own fucking business. Stuff that have nothing to do with you, you don't have to worry about it. Mind your own fucking business. But it was somebody who have no motherfucking life, and since they have no life, they called the police because they saw her on the floor, and the door was wide open. So I came back home, and there was authorities there. But it took me a little while to get out of that mess. I had to talk about things and stuff like that, but I did get out of it. And since she basically got me in trouble because I could have got arrested. So since she got me in trouble, that's when I really started to despise her. When she was like a month and a half old, she was constantly flirting with my boyfriend, and she did it for literally months. Like, he would change her diaper and she would be flirting with him and literally just like looking at him, basically trying to get him to touch on her. So she was flirting with him for a really long time.
Whoa.
She was 4 months
Whoa.
old.
Gotcha.
That's when they finally had sex. She lost her virginity.
So she said when she was 14, that's when her boyfriend fucked her daughter.
Like, did anyone listen to the fact that she literally sat there and told it is one thing. We see this dysfunction all the time. And unfortunately, this is why so much sexual assault against our children and young teens goes unreported, because the mothers look at the daughters as, you were flirting. Your 8-year-old self was flirting with my grown ass man. They see that already. It's already a dysfunction that is culturally, socially programmed in to our community. But this chick just said, I don't know if anyone really, she said that her infant was flirting with a grown ass man, and she saw it. She saw the flirtation. The baby doing normal developmental things like smiling and enjoying a little air down there when it's been inside of a diaper for God knows how long, was flirting.
Mind you, like I said, man, this is crazy.
Like, it's so deeply ingrained and it's so funny that there's a YouTuber I really like and respect, Mocha, who's doing a panel right now on just the fact that women can't get along, can't trust each other, can't love each other. There is no sisterhood, there is no union, there is no trust, there is no bond. And I mean, this is showing you how deep that goes, how deep of a pathology that it is. When people are saying that grown-ass women are jealous of their very small children in a way like she is competition for mates when she's 3, 4, 5 years old. This woman is sick. That's true. But that sickness is basically taking away the impulse control, taking away the social constructs that make you not say or react to insane things that you think. But she actually thinks these things. And I think she is demonstrating a greater problem. It's not biologically programmed. This is socially programmed. This is a culture that we're passing down from generation to generation. And when you see, is she justifying after the fact? Maybe did she really sit there and see that her infant, was flirting with her man ahead of time, or is this her way of justifying how she could be sleeping with a pedophile who assaults her daughter, and she wants to take away that assault because she's so desperate to have a man pay attention to her, love her, validate her? I don't know. It could be one, the other, a little bit of both. But I think either is deeply problematic in this case, obviously.
Let's continue down this disturbing hole.
And after that, she basically had sex with my boyfriend, and that's when it all went downhill. That's when I was like, you know what, this bitch already got me in trouble with the law. She's sleeping with my boyfriend. So when she was 4 months, that's when they finally had sex.
4 months. When she was 4 months, they had sex.
We gonna benefit. Mama gonna benefit off you being a slut. So I started making some money off this little hoe. So she wanted to be a little dirty ass little hoe. So
a 4-month baby having sex with a grown man.
Being a hoe.
I want to make sure I don't miss nothing in this story because I don't want to talk about this no more after this.
And the mother knew.
I started pimping her out. I started making that change. I started making that money off that little hoe. So I was getting paid big bucks. Men were paying like $300 a piece. Some of these men were paying $300 a piece, close to $500 a piece, just to get some pussy from that hoe. Was a really black mother
selling her baby for $300 to $500.
So all the men was loving her. She was bringing in some cash at one point. That hoe was paying the rent. So I was like, well,
to get sodomized and raped.
Make me some money or whatever. So I started making money off that bitch. And
what the fuck?
Sometimes I get emotional talking about my daughter because I do miss her. Rest in peace. I do miss her. But I started making money off of her or whatever.
She's not in jail.
Always around. She's irritated me. My family started watching us because they had stuff to do. They had to go to work. They want to go out. They're getting older. They want to go out. So I just started to get sick of her, and I decided I wanted to get rid of her for good. But what I meant by that is that I wanted to sell her into sex trafficking to get her out of my hair. I started meeting up with pimps. I had people that would buy her for a certain amount of time, and I was working with other pimps, and I was trying to sell her into sex trafficking completely. But we was trying to get to a certain price and making sure that I get paid off because that's my fucking property. So I want to make sure that I got paid.
I don't want to hear shit about slavery. Can we pause?
But we were still talking about pricing or whatever. And Cora passed away not long before her birthday. So she was going to be sold. Probably on her birthday, she was going to be sold. But unfortunately, she didn't make it that far. And let me tell y'all what happened. And this is where I'm.
Hold on, okay, let's just pause before she tells us what happened.
I was making a good amount of.
I don't want to hear shit about goddamn slavery or white supremacy. I don't want
like,
to hear shit.
Fuck this bitch. I'm sorry, but actually, I'm not sorry. I take that back. I was just more sorry for like saying it like that on your channel.
It's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of emotions to this. You guys who coming in, please share this video. Let's get this bitch's face put out there. I don't want her to have a job. I don't want her around children. I don't want this bitch to be able to reprocreate. Y'all ain't nothing y'all can't tell me this ain't one of the faces of evil right here, man. And this bitch is still out and about.
Like this chick, I don't know if people are listening to the way she is referring to a 4-month-old, a 5-month-old, a 6-month-old body as though it's a grown-ass woman's. Yeah, well, since you want to be a slut, then so that's right. I picked this hoe. I was gonna make money if she's gonna be a slut. She's not even a year old. She's not even a year old, and she's saying this. She got irritated with her, so I was gonna sell her into sex trafficking just to get her out of my hair. She was annoying me. Like,
she got jealous, Ruby, over her child, a 4-month-old baby, sleeping and getting fucked by a grown man. She got jealous.
She got jealous and then said, well, since you're gonna be a hoe, I'm going to sell you and allow anybody to come and rape you, not have sex with you the way she's trying to say it, like, oh, it's this consensual act. I'm going to allow anyone to come in and rape my baby for $300 minimum. Like, that's what she's sitting here and telling you with the same face she told you everything else she said. Her face didn't change, her expression didn't change. Then she has the nerve. This is like, I was already incensed, but then she had the nerve to sit there and go, I'm sorry, I get emotional when I talk about my daughter because I miss her, you know. Are we fucking serious? Hold on, excuse me. You murdered her, first of all. But when you didn't murder her before, when she was alive in her, mercifully short lifespan with you as a mother, you abused her constantly, hated her, despised her, and then allowed your boyfriend to rape and sodomize her, and then sold her out to be raped, and then went shopping so you could sell her into the sex trade. You were going to sell her into the sex trade, but now that she's dead, you miss her?
Like I said, man, y'all talking about DJ Kid, but this is a whole new level of evil. Y'all want to talk about white supremacy, but this girl didn't even see her child as a human. It was just property. It was just a thing to make money. I believe if there was a law to stop a woman from having babies, it should be started with her.
Mhm. I agree.
Like every woman that has a vagina doesn't need to have a kid, man. I know that sounds fucked up, but y'all listen, man. There's not an ounce of regret coming from this woman's mouth.
Nope.
She's mad because she can't pay rent. And I told y'all, like I said, I told y'all, some of y'all were no more than a means to an end of a check for your mama, for your daddy, for whoever. And that's why the slavery thing is still ingrained in some of y'all. Because when y'all were born, y'all were on a plantation in y'all home. You are no more than just property. Let's continue.
Money off of her. I had people that was working with me that was helping me find clients because he didn't want the police to get on
People
what we was
helping her
doing.
find clients.
And you can easily meet somebody that's pretending to be a client, and then there's people out there who don't know they might own business, so they're gonna try and call the police or whatever. So that's why I was working with actual pimps, who actually already had regular clients that they knew wasn't going to snitch. So I actually did need a business partner, and I had one, but I feel like Cora, she probably could have been worth a lot. I could have actually had so much if it wasn't for what happened, but she had to catch an attitude. She had to get smart with her mouth. I did used to beat Cora a lot. I used to punch her, kick her, all type of shit, put her on the floor, step on her legs on purpose when nobody else was home. And eventually my punishments did start to get a lot harsher. I'll admit that. My punishments got a lot harsher than they used to be. So I used to run really hot bath water, which I actually posted a video of some of these actions. Some people haven't. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It was in the past. I did post a video of me slapping her once. I deleted it. A few people got it. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's over with. I was posted a video of her in the bathtub. I used to run really, really hot bath water, and I let her stand there for a little while. I used to pour bleach on her, but not that much because, like I said, you ain't trying to get arrested. You ain't trying to have all these marks on your child's body. But I was at one point, I was going to kill her intentionally, because I didn't kill her intentionally. But I was going to kill her intentionally, but I didn't know that I could make a lot of money off of her. So eventually, since I wasn't going to kill her, my punishments got a little rough. I would put her in hot scalding water, throw Clorox on her. I'll pinch her really hard, harder than I used to, because I used to just pinch like, this even hurts me, so I can only imagine. But my punishments got pretty bad to the point where I was putting her in hot scalding water and basically just torturing her, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching her get fucked a lot of times. I would actually smile as she would get fucked, and I could see the pain in her eyes. She would look at me with so much pain and fear in her eyes, and all I would do is just smile. I was like,
Whoa.
is your mom not going to help you, Hope? Don't be calling her mommy for help, mom.
I want you to understand that.
Okay.
I want y'all. I'm not sure if y'all ever know what it's like to be helpless. This baby had grown men on top of her, being raped repeatedly, while this woman watched and smiled on the side as they would pound into her, to where she would look over to the side at her mother for help, and she would just laugh at her in enjoyment. Where's that? We all we got. Where's that blackness and power and all that shit? People helped her do this. People knew about this on Instagrams, social media. Hell, they passed the child around the community, taking part of this. It's the Festival of Devils. And the thing about it is she's so emboldened to be on social media and talk about it. Because she knows that y'all ain't gonna do shit to her. She's one of your fucking queens. She's one of your mamas. I dare somebody to clap back at this bitch. Same way how y'all like going after certain content. Bring up her information. Tear up her life. Make her life a fucking living hell. I'm gonna pass it over to Ruby.
All right.
Go pick something out. I gotta go get a drink. Go ahead, Ruby.
Okay. So here's the thing. Because I'm listening, right, and I'm really trying to. I mean, I think we're all in the same place of disgust and outrage, and I've had outbursts and discussed that more than once. But I'm listening to this chick, and I'm really trying to pull my humanity down for a second and just think about everything I know from a psychology perspective. And I'm starting to see parallels. I'm starting to understand, and I've said this before about the culture that gets passed down from mother to child and from grandmother to mother and so on and so forth. And I mean, you don't come up with this shit out of the blue. See, that's the thing that we don't often process is people don't come up with horrible ways to torture their kids out of the blue. It's probably because it was done to them, and their parents do it because that was done to them, and so on and so forth. And it takes someone to break the cycle. It takes someone to say, no, that isn't normal. It didn't feel good. I don't like it. And not only that, but now instead of doing the misery loves company thing or being like, wait till I can punish my daughter because I can't go back and punish mama. So I got to go and punish my daughter now and pass on all that pain. And when she sat there and said that she would watch that kid's face so she could see the pain in her eyes so she could smile at it, that's what it made me think of. It made me wonder what happened to this girl. How was she socialized? And what was her upbringing like? That she wanted to see that kind of pain in her baby's eyes, that she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait. She's doing all this with glee. Like it was finally her turn. It's like when some people get beaten black and blue as little kids for every little thing, and some people change the narrative, and then some people can't wait to beat the shit out of their own kids. It's like they want to pass down that pain. They've been waiting for years to be able to kick the dog, and now they finally got a dog to kick, and that's exactly what they do. And they take pure glee in finally being the strong one, the big one, the one who, no one can fight back against, the way their parent was to them. And I'm starting to wonder now, and if in all of this, for all the fact that all these people knew something was wrong, you're trying to tell me they let what's going on. Listen to what she's describing. There is no way you could literally be selling a baby for sexual encounters, okay? And nobody, because she doesn't take care of the baby, she said that. So everyone changing this baby did not see signs and symptoms of this. They didn't see the bruising, the redness. They didn't see the baby being listless and in pain and all of these symptoms. The pinches and all the stuff that she's gone through. This poor little innocent infant has gone through. You're trying to tell me that of all of these family members, you're trying to tell me none of them saw it. None of them saw a baby's bottom should not look like that. Let's bring her to the doctor. No, it's bullshit. The only reason I can see, because now we're saying that she was 14 when this happened, right? That means this girl's a little girl too. That means that anything that happened to her, even if she was 5 at the time or 4 or 3 or whatever, could still the parents could still be prosecuted. And I'm starting to think that this is more of a cycle and more of a learned pattern than I was originally looking at it from standpoint wise. And I'm starting to wonder now if she's 14 when this was all happening and she's living with parents and family and they're all allowing this to happen, then they're thinking it's normal too. What did they do to her? How did she even conceive that child? Where did that kid come from? Is that kid a product of rape because her mom was pimping her out? because it's a very good reason to hate your kids. Now, with that being said, again, am I justifying? I'm not justifying any of this. What I'm trying to do is figure out how many people we should make responsible, because I think she should be made responsible. And once we're done this, then you can tell me why it is that she's not in prison, because I don't understand that. Or in some type of mental health facility until she dies. I don't know, one or the other. Because one way or the other, um, there's right and wrong. And I do think we get to an age where we know certain things are wrong and inhumane. Um, right? But so I'm not trying to justify or excuse anything. I'm just trying to figure out how many other people, especially all the adults in this situation, should be held culpable, and to what extent, because I'm starting to think that this is a deeper rabbit hole and there should be a lot of people arrested right now.
Let's begin. Had to take a break. These things tear and wear me down. All right.
I don't give a fuck about you. So I didn't give a fuck. I said, keep raping that little hoe. So I was like, and eventually these messages went viral. So I don't really want to get into that. But I did post messages about what was going on and what I was doing. And it kind of blew up. And I was not expecting that because my account was on private. But then again, a lot of people don't know how to mind their own fucking business. So since people don't know how to mind their own fucking business, some of my personal messages with the pimp got out and went viral. You could literally find them anywhere. Those messages are literally everywhere. They're everywhere. They're on Google. So I'm not going to pull them up because I don't really give a fuck. It was a long time ago. It's on the internet, so why should I show them? So anyways, my personal messages with the pimp eventually went viral. Some of my personal messages, personal phone calls. I was able to get myself out of trouble with that, and I eventually continued doing what I was doing. Basically, court was going to make me rich, and we got into it so bad one day. We was arguing, and I mean, she deserved it, so I can't really get sad because she deserved it. But we was arguing back and forth, and I punched her.
I want you to understand the baby, because I keep saying it's a baby, but that child is literally a baby. That child started fucking at 4 months old. Child wasn't really even a year before it died. So that still is a baby. The way she's talking about the child is trying to emphasize it's like a grown adult. It's not. It's just a baby. So I want y'all to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want y'all to think that maybe this is a teenager, maybe this, no. This is an adult, a legalized adult who sold a baby to people. When y'all talk about pimping and the game and all that shit, I want you to understand what gets sold into the game.
And that wasn't the first time I ever punched her. I know you never.
Not the first time she ever punched her. You understand that?
Punched her that hard, but things just got really out of control. So I punched her, and we was just arguing back and forth, and she didn't fight me back. She was literally just laying on the bed, looking at me, slapping her. I was whamming that hoe. I was beating that hoe up. And she can't fight though, so she ain't fight me back because that hoe cannot fight. Not one time has Cora ever put her hands on me. She can go hard at the mouth, but she can't fight. She can't back up none of the shit she say. So she ain't fighting me back. She was just looking at me, being her. She was just crying her eyes out, literally crying her freaking eyes out. So I was beating that hoe up. She was crying her eyes out, and I kind of went overboard, and I got so freaking angry with her, and I grabbed her by the throat, and I choked that hoe for about a minute straight. eventually I started to see her lose motion in her eyes. So I did stop. And it wasn't intentional. So it's not my fault. Mistakes happen as parents. And I'm a teen mother. Teen moms are terrible parents. This is what happened with this is what happens to teen mothers. This is what happens to teen mothers. Teen mothers aren't good moms. I'm proof of that. So anyways, she started to lose motion in her eyes. She had 8, not that long before this fight. She wasn't burped, so I'm guessing that probably has something to do with why she stopped breathing.
So why would a grown woman need to be burped? Oh, right, it's a baby.
Y'all. I really hate doing this during the video. It was important. But it got to the point where she couldn't breathe. I tried everything to help my little girl, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I couldn't get her to breathe. I tried CPR. And she just wasn't breathing. And I figured that I would go to sleep and this was just all a bad dream. And when I woke up, she'd be there, crying. When I'll wake up to her crying. But I'm sorry, I can't even pretend to be sad. I'm a little sad about the money. Now that make me cry. Let me talk about how much money I lost from this. Now I can cry. let me talk about how much money I lost from this situation. Now I can cry and be serious and cry. Okay, but I'm not worried about losing her. It's about all the money I lost. But I tried CPR, I tried everything, and I just can't bring her back. And I'm not going to ever talk about what happened after that because to protect myself from, they can't do nothing to you if they can't find stuff. So I'm going to stop there with the story. I'm not going to tell about what happened after that or what I did. I'm left the word set. I left the story word set. This is as far as the story as I'm ever going to go. I'm never going to tell anything that happened after that. So, oh well. Page, chapter closed. Yeah, Corey did go through a lot while she was here. I do want to apologize, and not to anybody because it was mine, and I don't owe nobody an apology, but I do want to apologize to her because maybe I could have handled it different. Maybe if I would have handled my anger, and I somehow feel like I failed you, but you should have just kind of got smart with me. I'm sorry. I really want to get all of this off my chest. As to the things people say about me, the rumors that have been made up.
Let's stop.
Don't believe something about me, and I do want to say this: don't believe.
The baby got smart with her. The baby. I mean, she'd been saying this since this baby, and see now I'm trying to figure out how old this baby was when she died. I'm positing based on the story. She was 14 the first time she was raped by this asshole's boyfriend, and now she would be, based on what I'm finding about her in a Google search, she'd be about 18 now. So that means this baby was about 4. Okay, so let's think back to, I don't know, any 4-year-old you have ever met in your damn life. Now, she's talking about how she was arguing back and forth with her, fighting back and forth with her. That might be true. If you have a happy, well-adjusted 4-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, once they learn no, right, they might try to argue back with you, right? They might catch an attitude or whatever. They're babies, right? But if you have ever seen a habitually abused child, and I have, habitually abused, habitually raped, habitually assaulted, not just by just anyone, but by their primary caregiver, i.e. their mother, they are incredibly withdrawn, quiet children who are often doing everything they can not to make mommy mad. Everything. They're not arguing back with you. They're not catching an attitude. They are terrified. They know that the repercussions are so horrific and painful. They can't even begin to comprehend what the hell's happening to them, just that they don't want it to happen anymore. So I'm going to say, again, this is what it's so borderline personality disorder. It's such classic borderline personality disorder because this is what they do. When they tell a story, they tell a story in such a way so that way they are the innocent victim. It couldn't have happened any other way because they were horribly provoked by this evil person who made them do it. It's not their fault. They didn't do it out of the blue. They didn't do it because they have impulse control or anger management issues or whatever it is. No. It's the other person's fault. And in this case, the lacking accountability and fobbing off responsibility, it's fobbing off responsibility on a 0 to 4-year-old. Let's think about this for a second. The atrocities that this so-called woman has committed on a 0 to 4-year-old, she is blaming the baby. This is the baby's fault. Well, she's the one. The baby was the one who was flirting with the boyfriend. She wasn't sitting there flirting with the boyfriend and trying to steal my man from me. Now he's fucking she's fucking my man. Well, then I wouldn't have sold her into prostitution. But since she wants to be a little slut, I'm gonna get paid. She's my property. I can't even lie and pretend I'm sad about her really being dead. I mean, I miss the money. Let's be real. I mean, I miss the money. That's what she's going on about her dead baby that she killed. Of course, she didn't do it on purpose. She would have done it on purpose, but this time it wasn't on purpose. Like, these are the things she's saying out loud on social media. And you know what, BMT? And I'll wait till we finish the video, but I found some information about this chick. She is not new to social media fame. And there was such a trend of her behavior and what's coming out of her mouth being so disturbing that her followers started petitions to try to basically unlock her name, age, location, whatever, so that way they could get her mental health help. That's how messed up that subscribers, people who were observing her on social media thought she was.
Let's continue on, man. Let's continue on.
Something about me, unless you hear it from me. I never spoke on this situation before, but yet other people came up with reasons they might have not seen Cora in a while. Why she hasn't been posting recent pictures. They came up with their own theories on why I haven't been posting Cora. None of these things I ever said out of my mouth, and now you know why. So I will continue to post pictures of my baby because I'm grieving, and now you know what happened, because you can't find out what happened from anybody else but the actual mom. So don't believe stuff you hear from other people because they don't know me.
Bitch, you killed your kid.
They can't speak on my life, especially on something that they know nothing about. They don't know me personally. They get their information from other people who don't know me personally. So now I'm speaking out, and you're hearing it from my mouth what happened. This is coming from me, the person who was actually there, the mother. Okay? So now you hear it from my mouth, what happened. Okay? Now you have something you can run with. Coming from me, the actual person that we're talking about. I mean, that actual person you be talking about. So now you know what happened coming from my mouth, the person who was there. So here you go. There you go. Do whatever you want. Say what you want. I don't care. It's over. I'm over it. If you stay watching this, now you know the truth and what happened, and I'm over it. And I will continue to post my baby. But at this point, I don't want to talk about it no more. Don't bring it up on my Instagram. Don't text me about this on Snapchat. Don't bring it up no more. Just let it rest. Let Cora rest. I at least owe her that, so let her rest. So I'm closing it right here with this video. Let it rest.
What the fuck?
Rest. Thank you for watching. Thank you for actually caring. Remember, you can get your feelings, but you can't actually get mad because this has nothing to do with any of you. None of you know me personally. None of you know Cora personally. So this doesn't affect you at all. Keep in mind that this doesn't affect you at all before you try to get angry or pass judgment.
I want you to understand. I don't even know how we deal with that. First cupcake, Cora. I don't think anybody said anything about these kids that are dead. I don't think this is a big thing.
I mean, she's gonna sit there and see again. Everything is so self-centered and self-focused. On one side, she's gonna tell you she's not. She's grieving. Poor her. She's grieving. So treat her right because she's grieving. On the other side, she's saying I'm over it, so don't even bring it up anymore.
I think the thing about it, because people are trying to figure out, well, the grandparents have custody. Do you know how many times people had custody of a child, and the person that wasn't supposed to get to the child had got to the kid?
Yeah.
Done things to the child and still killed the kid or different stuff like that. Like, nobody's seen Cora. I don't think y'all understand it. Nobody's seen Cora.
Right.
The baby hasn't shown up. The pictures you see are pictures that she had for pimping the baby. Show me what man can say the same things that she just said about his own child and see if he's still on there. I get y'all doing wishful thinking, and I'm not trying to attack y'all, but literally that right there is confession.
Yeah. So what you're saying then is she isn't currently arrested because even with whatever she said, they haven't found the baby. They haven't found the body.
Gotta find the baby.
And what she's saying basically is, well, y'all never will because I'm not going to tell you what I did with her. I mean, that's exactly what she just said. She said, I'm going to stop the story here because I'm not trying to get me in trouble. So I know I can say whatever the hell I want until you find her. There's no substantiated proof, and therefore I can roam free.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow. When attention whoring goes wrong, like, I don't know if you know about this chick. I'll tell you. So I found this. So this is from October 13th, 2018. This person posted this.
Can
Lovely
you share
people.
it? I can have you share it if you want to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hold on, I'll give it over to you. And
Okay. I don't know how to do that though.
Just hit
Can I
share
do that
screen.
from my phone?
God dang it! You killed me. Okay, just tell me where you at, and I'll see if I can go there.
Okay, hold on. Let me find the link. Oh, this one's a longer one I want to show. I'll tell you the longer one. I can't the famous people. I don't even realize thefamouspeople.com.
Thefamouspeople.com.
Yeah, let me send it to you. Oh, I can't because I'm in Hangouts on StreamYard. So
if you can put it in our secret group message.
Oh, the chat. Yeah, I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you put it in there, I can grab any and everything.
Right. Okay.
Grab any and everything. And,
okay. So this is the longer profile. And then while you're pulling that up, I'll tell you this because I just took like some screenshots of the other ones as I was going through trying to find something a little bit longer about her. Right. So, Lovely Peaches is a 17-year-old girl who got fame on Instagram from eating her own shit and tampons, slapping herself, and shoving remotes in her coochie. She also has a hit song called Itching and Burning. Yep. This is real.
So she... I'm going right there.
Yeah. And now the one that I sent to you, this one it's a little bit more detailed. Like that was just like a quick snapshot. And I was like, oh, all right, let's see if we can find a little bit more biography style, which of course I can, because this chick has actually been. Now I've never seen her or heard of her, but at the same time, I don't follow this kind of attention hungry bullshit. But yeah, apparently she has been on social media, and everyone knows she's got a daughter named Cora. This is long before this year. And she's talked about the abuse apparently because again, people were concerned about her mental health. Um, if you look at the link that I sent you,
Grab it. Yep.
you
Brittany
got it.
Jonathan. Yep. And
Hmm.
Lovely Peaches. Damn.
Right? Like this is not oh, she's just like this one-off bitch that came out of nowhere and because she killed her kid. No, she's been attention whoring all this time.
So, goddamn. So she's 18 years old Instagram star. I don't know how her family is Cora. That checks out. Her shit keeps getting disabled. Keeps gonna get disabled, but it keeps going right back up. Um, let's see, Instagram account, American social media personality who goes by the name Little Peaches, Instagram content creator who is known for broadcasting psychotic acts live over social media, has committed several forms of abuse, including okay, goddamn, but this is a lot, including harming herself. She even documents all her heinous acts, posts all of it on social media accounts. However, most of her previous social media pages are no longer available. She has a new Twitter page and a YouTube channel. She has a daughter named Cora Miracle who has been subjected to abuse a few times in the past. Many popular YouTubers have started a petition to track Lovely Peaches and require medical help for her mental illness. Unfortunately, the endeavors have been short-lived, and the users gave up tracking her down. Right.
Mm.
Lovely Peaches came under social media spotlight as she posted some disturbing videos of her Snapchat profile. The videos soon became viral across the internet, and many media users began randomly commenting on videos of her mental health. Lovely Peaches was seen eating her own feces,
Hmm.
rubbing her own menstrual blood on the face, drinking cleaning supplies, licking used sanitary pads and tampons, indulging in such disgusting God. Listen, man.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And y'all don't think y'all think that kid is still alive? For somebody who eats their own shit, rub blood on their face, and doggone eats doggone the damn little pads you put in the toilet? You think that baby is still alive? Nigga, y'all crazy. Lovely Peaches has been labeled a prostitute, and she openly admitted to offering herself to older men in exchange for food, money, and shelter. She also released unedited footage of her having sex, which was later uploaded to a pornography site. She was heavily criticized for composing a rap titled Itching and Burning. So I take it she had an STD, and through which she shared her sensitive issues. However, the audience was not happy with her mockery of genuine female intimate concern. Her disturbing videos also contain a few abusive videos in which she abused her dog and her little daughter. Lovely Peaches published a video of her performing sexual acts on. She's the girl who was sucking off a dog's penis. What the fuck?
Mm. Oh, okay. Yep. She's been attention whoring. It's not new.
Later, she performed sexual acts on a dog, and another one she strangled her dog to death. Listen, y'all, she likes killing things.
Like I said, sociopath. What do? They start on animals and then graduate to adults or to humans. That's exactly what she did.
Later, she made a live stream where she admitted to killing her dog and displayed contentment with her act. Whoa! What did we just watch? We just watched her do the same shit. But y'all want to believe that grandparent has it. Listen, the family don't give a fuck. They don't. Nobody gives a fuck for what she's doing. That's her family. They're fine with what she's doing. According to her, she had sent her dog to heaven. her abusive behavior towards her infant was even more disturbing. She distributed messages mentioning her cruelty towards her baby, the baby. Lovely Peaches also admitted to performing oral sex on her in the past.
Whoa. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's incredibly rare. I'm not saying that there's not a 1 in a billion chance it happens, that someone is a sociopath, or a physical or sexual abuser, or any of the millions of fucked up things she is. And it just happens out of the blue. Because I mean, it can. Fine. It's like a 1 in a billion chance. But I don't think that's this in this case. I don't. I think that this is her family. This is normal. All of this shit is normal. She's been prostituting herself because this stuff was normal. The nasty things she was doing on the gram, she was doing it for money anyway. I would be willing to bet that her family, someone has been pimping her out and selling her and treating her exactly the way she treated this baby. She was too damn innovative. As terrible as it is to say, she was too damn innovative. She was doing stuff that you learn. Even the things that she was saying, they sounded more to me like things you hear, grown people say from raising their 5 kids. Not so much things that you say to an infant who doesn't talk. Your infant isn't talking back, so they couldn't have been smart with you. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why y'all think there's an obituary of that baby. I don't know why y'all think there's, these people go missing and die or disappear and y'all ask for obituaries. You know how many people have killed their kids and they don't get no obituaries?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I
Because
mean,
people don't understand how it works. People don't understand that in order for there to be an obituary, that means someone in your family had to both love you and care about you and then put the money up to put the obituary in the newspaper. Like, it's not just an automatic thing that happens by like the morgue or something.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody has to give a damn about you.
Yeah.
Put you up there. So y'all looking for an obituary, y'all ain't gonna find that. You can already see ain't nobody give a fuck about putting this one in the goddamn crazy house. And so let's go ahead and
I mean, she was doing the abuse on her videos. She was abusing her daughter on videos. Now, the fact is that we have social media editing us and screening us and censoring us all the time. And yet, somehow or another, graphic images of her really being underage, because she only just turned 18. That means all the other times that she posted raw sexual content of herself, she was underage. Her abusing her baby, she was underage, sure, but the baby definitely was. All of this was okay for her to post online. Let's think about that. It was okay for her to keep the account. She only lost the accounts when she decided to shut them down herself, but she had these accounts going. No one was stopping her.
Yep. It's right here, Ruby. Her cruelty heightened when she started calling older men to have sex with her baby, who is a few months old, in exchange for money. She has often called her a bitch who will be dead by 10 years old. In June 2018, she posted a video of her speaking about Cora to someone over the phone. The video mentioned her wish to kill Cora. She was jealous of her. Immediately after the video was posted, a few YouTubers released a string of videos exposing her. Popular YouTuber Repzilia too post a couple of videos about her mental health, and one of them, he even showed a message that her stepmother, Betty Leach Johnson, had sent him asking for medical help for a mental condition of Lovely Peaches. So wait, the family knew that she was mentally fucked up. Mm-hmm. Why would y'all leave her with a baby? I'm just saying, like, if Ruby knew that I'm fucked up, you think Ruby will leave the baby with me? Ruby, but nah, I'm gonna take the baby. Oh
Tell
no,
me.
Ruby, you gotta go to work. No, I'm gonna take the baby, Joe. Me and my man gonna come pick up the baby. We're gonna just no. You stay right there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta use the best common sense. Like I tell y'all, man, this is a humanitarian problem, but this is a big issue that we have with Black people. Excuse me, and I don't want to just say ADOS people, but just minorities. We got a big issue with this. A lot of kids go through this. The social media thing is a really dangerous thing. Many social media users have made efforts to contact authorities to find her and provide proper treatment for her illness. Why the fuck y'all trying to find treatment for illness, man? You already know this is a fucking whole damn beast. As they were worried that she might kill her daughter. However, all efforts were in vain, as no one could ever locate her. It is known that she has been put behind bars a couple of times. Lovely Peaches was a regular social media influence. I don't know who the fuck she's influencing, but she's an influencer. In the past, in the past, had a solid fan base. She started losing her followers after her video and other posts began depicting abuse. Earlier, she had an active Instagram page under the name Lovely Peaches Forever 100 and a backup page with the name Lovely Peaches Forever 1000 or 10,000. Both pages are currently unavailable. She has a Twitter page called P Loves Ya Too and owns a YouTube channel too, where she posts her Snapchat footages. Lovely Peaches was born at Brittany in 20 in January 4th, 2001. It's only 2019. So how old do y'all really think she is? She's not that old, just like Ruby said. In the U.S., currently, she does not hold custody of her daughter, Cora. Her stepmother takes care of her. Lovely Peaches claims that rapper Key the Kid is her best friend. Many of her users have tried reaching him to find answers about her, but the rapper blocked anyone who asks about him and her location. So if the mom is trying, if the stepmother, I don't want you to think about it, the stepmother is contacting people to find out how to keep her mentally challenged daughter from the baby. What the fuck does that tell y'all she's been doing to the baby? Again, I'm gonna send all this stuff to Ruby. Somebody asked me to talk about this, and I thank you. I want y'all to know I stand with y'all in taking this bitch down. I'm gonna get in contact with y'all after this, but I want y'all to put this out. I want to put this out here. I do not support any type of delinquent, crazy behavior like this. Brittany Johnson, I want you to understand. If I think I know that you are following me, I'm going to have you. I'm going to block your ass from me. But maybe Ruby can probably get you still fucking help.
See, the problem is with personality disorders, like, and it's funny when I was learning about personality, well, disorders in general, out of all the psychiatric disorders in the world, when you talk about borderline personality disorder, a disorder that runs rampant in our community, it is the one disorder that psychologists don't even like touching. They don't even like touching it. It is that much of a self-destructive disorder. Because in and of itself, even when people do want help, and the only way they'd be able to get any is if they wanted it, they are incredibly manipulative. They're very gifted liars. They're very gifted actors, and they are very gifted at coming off. They know the human element. They just don't really feel it, except for when they're feeling sorry for themselves, and they know that. So what they do is they tap into that self pity, and then say, the words you want to hear. They pretend that those tears are for the baby or whatever it is. Um, Incredibly difficult people to treat. And this is why personality disorders are created. Okay, you're not born with them. Whereas you're born with, say, the propensity to develop major depressive disorder or bipolar disorder. Personality disorders are created. You have to be socialized into them. So if you are not socialized into that type of personality disorder, you'll never develop it. So it's telling us that the problem is not some one-off, mutation, or, oh, well, she was just the one-off in her family. Someone created her. A series of events. Now I'm going to guess the stepmother um, is the one reaching out and doing all this stuff. Not her mother, her stepmother. So I'm going to guess that A, the mother is the one who raised her, and B, the mother, if you looked at the mother and you looked at her, you wouldn't think that they were all so different. That's what I'm going to guess happened. And, what we need to do is recognize that that is what is happening. Okay, again, I started off with fuck this bitch. I can't shake that. I can't. And I'm, with me and all of my logic and psychology, I can't shake the fuck this bitch feeling. But what I can do is say this, that those, maybe not to her extreme, but a lot of her are creating babies. Okay. And when we opt out of giving a shit about the rest of the community because not my baby, not my problem, not my baby mama, not my problem, we just opt out altogether. What we are doing is we are allowing her and her experiences and her messed up mentality and her messed up perception of the world and everything to create new humans. Those humans that are going to be growing up and dating your children, for example. Um, and the people who your children are going to be judged against and with. So we can't just say not my baby, not my problem. Oh well, she's crazy, but my family's not like that. We can't keep doing that because we're just creating more of her, and we're creating more of this dreadful situation. And if we had caught this 10 years ago, we would have been having the exact same stream talking about her and being like this poor 8-year-old kid. That's what we would have been doing. This poor 8-year-old kid, man, like she shouldn't be going through all this, all the psychological problems it could create and whatever. We're seeing it now. The last time we said that about some 7 or 8-year-olds, we're seeing what she looks like in 10 years without any help or intervention right here.
This is why I'm glad I brought Ruby for this one. I'm a little drained. I got messages coming in. No, y'all, me and Ruby do not know this woman personally. Do not know her. Trust me, I would have been done, put this woman down myself. I did not. If you know somebody who needs help, please contact classicruby@gmail.com. Please. You guys, if you know somebody who don't want their baby, listen. If you don't want your kid, take your child to the fire department.
Pairing.
And just say, I can't do it. That's it. Just say, I can't do it. They're not going to judge you. They're going to just take that child into the fire department. They're going to say, we're going to sign some papers. If you are a child that is dealing with abuse, and you know where there's a dog racetrack, or you know where, if you go to the dog track and say, I am looking for the Underground Railroad, I am dead ass serious. I'm dead ass. Go, if you go to the dog track, if you run anywhere that has dog races, go there and say, I'm looking for the Underground Racetrack, the Underground Railroad. They will know what that means, and they will take you, a child, because they know that you are coming from an abused home. If you're a girl and you are being abused, don't run to no boy. Please don't run to no boy. You need to go to the proper authorities and say, I would just like myself emancipated. boys, the same thing. I'm a little bit burnt out talking about this. It's bad, but I gotta do a whole nother talk. But I ain't gonna lie, this took a while.
Let me ask you a question, BMT, because, and this is an important thing to,
Go ahead, dude.
because I had a cousin, and basically, uh, my cousin, her father ain't shit. Her mom ain't shit either. She found a new man. New man didn't want the baby. Dropped the baby off at my cousin's door, and he didn't really want her either. And I mean, he was wholly neglecting her even before he got a new wife. But when he got the new wife, that was it. We took her. We didn't steal her. We said, can we take her? Like, we can give her a good home and whatever. And she came home with us and, crossed the border because she actually lived in North Carolina. And yeah, we were working on getting her registered for school and everything. We had a daycare system, everything set up for her. And her dad came Thanksgiving and took her back, left us a note, did it behind her back, just said, oh, I miss her. So we kind of thought, okay, maybe this was the wake up call he needed. But then he wouldn't let us come see her, wouldn't let us talk to her, anything. And years went by. Now she was in high school, and we got a call from a social worker that said, hey, listen, so we got this kid here. She said, basically, this is what she's going through. Her father lives in a different house with his wife and 3 children, and he's leaving her and has been for the last 5 years inside of his unfinished mansion, and he left his male friend to watch her. Now, the male friend has been raping her for years, and when she tells her father, he beats her, the wife beats her, they're calling her a liar and this and that. Um, the evidence is, I mean, it's pretty clear that something's going on. We can see physical signs of some kind of abuse and whatever. Everyone's denying it. We asked her, listen, is there anybody to take you? And she said, yes, my auntie in Canada. My mom said, yes, we'll take her. We started rearranging plans and everything. But what happened is he turned around and said, no, I don't want her to go.
How
And
old is
then
she?
just like that, she was 14.
She can go to DSS. If y'all can get any type of contact with her,
Well, she's not now. Now she's grown. This was like 10 years ago. But I remember at the time, like that's who was calling us, was the child and whatever, the people who move you out of your house when shit's bad.
Yep. Abusers always want their victim back.
Yep. And you know what they did? They gave him back. They gave her back. They wouldn't let us take her. They gave her back. He won. And so what do you do in that case as that 14-year-old kid who's tried to go to the system and the system let you slip through the cracks again?
Well, as somebody who has wished the system would have saved me, and this is why we have a lot of kids who run away from home. This is why we have a lot of kids run away from home, and the system failed you. Hear me out, Joe. If you can run away, you have a place to go to. I'm not saying it's easy, but you have to be able to make it to your 15. At the age of 15, you are legally allowed to emancipate yourself. You're legally allowed to emancipate yourself. And if they say, I want to take this child back, as a child, I want you to know, if you hear me, I want you to hear me. I do not feel safe in that house. If I go back, they will kill me or I will be raped. I would like to see a lawyer, or I would rather be put in foster care. If you tell that to the state, I'm telling y'all right now, I do this. If I go back to that home, I feel I would be raped or I would be killed. When you bring that up, I would rather be put into the state's custody. What will happen from there is, regardless of whatever that parent is going to say, they have to make that child does not feel safe. Say, I would rather go in foster care or have somebody else I feel more safe. Now, granted, to be in foster care, that means you have to wait till they're 15. That means you would have to find them. That would be the chaser. You would have to find them. If they say, "Oh, well, let me get out a letter, find a phone number," and say, no matter we took her to the county, Berkeley County. She got herself emancipated. Here, I'll even pull it up for y'all.
Okay.
I pull it up for y'all. Like I said, BMT does all this stuff. Unlike some people, they rather talk about. I want you to understand, because I feel like I know, Ruby, you have a good heart. You would try to save her. And the thing about it is, a lot of people, they know that their child is no more than just a fucking. Man, see, told you a lot. You got to know the proper word. See, she was there. 14, 16. To be emancipated, you will need to be at least 14 to 16 old. Depending on your state, you be able to prove that being emancipated from your parents is in your best interest. It is also helpful that you can prove that you can support yourself financially and capable of making your own decisions. In other words, if she said, listen, I would like to be emancipated, I'm trying to tell y'all, like I said, man, y'all don't know what I do off this camera. Y'all don't know the talks and the stuff. Listen, I know the rules. I know the laws. I'm not one of these street niggas. I'm not one of these fools. I'm not one of these people that here to just tell you to feel good. I help people get their lives in check. Y'all know how many people I help emancipated? You know how many people that I help speak the proper verbiage and word? I've seen boys pull down their doggone clothes and say that my mom is literally duct taping my balls to make me into a boy. To a little girl. I've seen girls run to them and say, if I go back there, I'm going to kill myself before he comes in that room. I said, you tried it their way, you tried it that way, try it my way. BMT has 100% success of what the fuck I do. If I knew and me and Ruby would cross the paths before then, I would have told you everything to get that child. Where even he would have came there and said, that's my daughter. She said, no, the fuck I ain't. I'm emancipated. I emancipated myself. All she would have to do, all the state would say, do you have a way to support yourself? Yes. My Aunt Ruby said I can lodge with her and I can get a job and I can finish school at her. I'm pretty sure you'd let her do that. Hell, if she would have called you right now and say, hey, I need help, you probably say, come on. If you are a child or you know somebody who needs help, all they need is to be able to find a way to support themselves. The state will sign the paper and say, you're cut off. You don't have to be no white kid to do it. Anybody can emancipate themselves at 14 to 16 years old because they know those are the ages of the highest prostitution in the United States. So guess what? Better to actually fend off and be by yourself. You can emancipate yourself. You can get your own freedom. You can go get a job. I moved out. You want to know when I emancipated myself? Let me tell you. I emancipated myself at 16. I moved out. Got my own shit. It was hard. It was hard for BMT. But I did it. Now look Look what I got now. I'm
Mhm.
self-made, baby. You niggas didn't make me. I beat y'all. Y'all didn't make me. And if I had known her, if I had known Ruby's niece, I would have said you could crash with me. I said Mr. Pieglers is hiring. We can catch a ride, put our money together, and save up until we get the fuck out of here. You know what? Me and a few of us, we did it. We had one bowl, 2 months supply of Cocoa Puffs, and a spoon, and a washcloth. And we beat it. Y'all niggas can't tell me shit. But I would rather try and die trying than go back to hell. I've been to Job Corps.
Mhm.
See, y'all niggas don't know about that. You might say Job Corps is the next is outdoor prison. Because all the fuckers that don't go to prison or that fail out in life, they all go to Job Corps and fuck with you. Between that, homelessness, shelter, y'all can't tell me shit. I can't. I'm too seasoned at this. That's why I don't give a fuck about views. I don't give a shit about subscribers. People that come to me actually come to me with real problems. Not no raising no fucking fist or telling me about the Constitution and all that shit. They asking about real law-abiding stuff. How to get their lives on track. I'm so sorry that Cora died. I'm so sorry that she felt that kind of pain and suffering. Y'all can look for obituary and all the shit you want. But like Ruby just said, she just gave you, there's a child just like Cora that was suffering. Ruby even told you that there were people that were abusing girls in a group home. And people knew about it. Nobody did anything. This is not just a US thing. This is a world thing. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna drop all this stuff on you, Ruby, things so that way you can cover it.
Thank you.
So that way I know you can probably. I look forward to seeing you do your detail and analysis of this. Like I said, a look up emancipated. That's the word that any young adult who says they keep getting pulled back into a hellhole, look it up. Say, where you at? Let's see. First of all, can we find you a job? And if we can look at getting you emancipated. You don't have to go back. You don't. One girl told me that her dad needed her to come back because she was the only one who could take care of their brothers and sisters. And one day I asked her, I said, you know what? Your baby brother looks just like you, but your mom, how long she been dead? She said, that baby brother, that's not my baby brother, that's my baby. I said, who's the father? And she started crying. But I knew then who the daddy was. She said plenty of times she thought of taking her baby and putting it in the goddamn sink and drowning her baby.
Yep.
I don't think this shit don't be real, man. I don't think these people don't really have stories and stuff that they have to hold in.
No. And BMT, the thing is, like, here's the thing. We don't fully recognize and appreciate the strength of, say, someone like you or someone like her. Anybody who doesn't break under the strain and the stress and the pressure and the devastation. It is not normal to have to endure that level of pain and devastation and stress and physical threat for so long. It's not. Your body isn't made for it. And people's minds, their psyches break. Um, and we don't appreciate how arduous it truly is. And therefore, what a great feat it is to overcome, and to not break. You might bend, you might get weak and weary, but you don't break. And the thing is, I when we don't know people's stories, and this is why I'm always the one who wants to know the story. I want to know this person's story, right? Even with this bitch, who could have reserved the right to say this fucking bitch until otherwise proven. Um, but I just look at the story and I'm like, I think she broke. I think she broke. I think she was shaped. I think she was molded into being a piece of shit. And then she did to this child what was done to her, because she remembers looking at her mom as her mom watched in glee as horrible things were committed to her, horrible atrocities. That's
Right.
how she was socialized for what motherhood is supposed to be. Motherhood is a time that you finally get a daughter and you finally get to punish someone just like you got punished. um,
I
you know, we
agree.
for, we forget what that socialization is. And again, this is not excusing. This is not saying, oh well, it's okay then. Just live and let live. Then no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying though is that we need to catch these young girls long before they become women who have children, because something did break. And it's time to get them help and support and, I don't know, love that they've never gotten, respect that they've never gotten. They might be putting on a good front like they don't give a shit about anything, um, but I bet they do. And the thing is, we don't know how to have compassion or empathy or sympathy, in a real way, especially in society in these days, because nothing's our problem, nothing's our fault, so nothing's our problem. And I can't look at it like that. I can't look at this little girl, this Cora, who her entire life was so horrendous, and yet was just going to continually keep slipping through the cracks, that I honestly think that I hope she died. I do. Because if she didn't die, there's a good chance she was sold into the sex trade, if no one can find her. That's probably what happened to her. The life that she's going to continue to have to live, the atrocities she's going to have to continue to live and be put through, when she's never done a thing to anyone on this planet, and her whole entire life is pain and suffering and devastation. And the good chance, once you get sold into slavery like that, you disappear for a good long time,
Yeah.
especially when no one like your mom, say, is looking for you.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, and I know y'all. I agree with Ruby. I know y'all don't like hearing that, but I understand why Ruby said that. That child is at rest if she is dead. She don't have to worry about no man laying on top of her, raping her. She don't have to worry about her mom beating her, throwing bleach on her. I'm not sure if y'all ever had bleach thrown on you. Chemicals thrown on you, thrown in scalding water. If you ain't in pain today, you're in pain tomorrow. Having a man run up on you. And I mean, think some of y'all are grown. If you're a grown woman, imagine having to have sex 2 and 3 times a day with grown men and your body's not even fully developed. Hell, you're not even goddamn 6 years old.
She wasn't even a year old. She wasn't even a year old. When I mean, because I have a female body, so I could tell you that the place where you have a vagina is all but invisible. I know, because I went looking for it at some point after, my first idea of sex and whatever, went looking for it, and I honestly thought it was my urethra. So much so is that hole all but invisible. Your teeny tiny little body, your teeny tiny little frame, the mucus glands that are not fully developed, everything. When I think about everything, I think about being violated at 15. I was 15. So, I wasn't full grown, but I was grown enough. I haven't really gotten much taller or whatever. And I think about what a painful, horrific experience or experiences those were. Just painful, horrible, horrific experiences. And I was 15. I can't even so I knew what was happening at the very least. I didn't like it, but I knew what was happening. I could put a word to the pain and horribleness that's happening to me. There's something when you know what the pain is, that keeps you sane. At least when I think about being babies, babies don't understand nothing. They don't understand anything. You are teaching them. They're just mimicking you. When you smile, it makes them want to smile because they have mirror neurons in their brain that are just mimicking you to try to learn life. And that's what she's learning. I can't. I, it's, and the fact that the mother subjected her to this, that pedophile, nasty ass boyfriend of hers, and all the men who purchased time to to get, I I can't even say it. It is the most. I don't understand. I will never understand. I don't understand. What kind of sickness, what kind of evil, disgusting soul do you have that you think to yourself when you see a baby that they look sexy and they're flirting with me, I'm gonna fuck them, and that's how you see life. I can't. This whole entire, like I said, I'm trying to figure out how many people should be arrested and thrown under the jail forever. There's so many people in this story that should be arrested. There's so many people in this story that their faces should be all over the media. Like you said, they shouldn't be able to get a job. They shouldn't be able to live nowhere. Like their renters should throw them out on the basis no one wants them in this building or whatever. They shouldn't be able to go to the grocery store. They shouldn't be able to nothing. They shouldn't be able to anything. Period. If you're not going to go to jail, fine. You should be going to the police station every day and begging them to throw you in jail because life might be better for you over there in protective custody. Real talk.
Guys, like I said, I gotta go get a drink, but I want to first off, let me showcase my co-host's channel. I'm a little warned of everything that's been going on. Ruby, if you want to talk about your channel, please go ahead there. Please talk about your beautiful channel.
All right. Well, y'all, basically what I do is I'm talking about psychology, psychological concepts, starts with you and your perception of the world. I'm also talking about feminism a lot. And the issues with feminism and how it's affecting society, the way women are looking at themselves and at the world, and basically how that's creating dysfunction. So those are my two main focuses. Again, my background is in psychology, neuroscience, and behavior with a focus on evolutionary psychology. So I'm kind of trying to show you, hey, listen, 10,000 years ago, we evolved to be like this. Let me show you that's why we're acting like this now. So that way you can figure out ways to overcome some of these traps and pitfalls and automatic things our brains are doing that aren't functional in today's society. So check that out. And of course, I call out some shit too. Don't get me wrong. I will call out ridiculous things as I see them. Hence the anti-feminism stuff. That's about it. Me in a nutshell.
Y'all, check out my girl Ruby. Her channel, Classic Ruby, is amazing. I try to catch her whenever she goes on. I know she's been a while. She 2 months, so I guess she's going through some. She ain't putting up her videos, but when she drops them, I try to grab them. I listen to them very, very eagerly because she takes a lot of time to put these things together, as she should, because they have a lot of information and they cover a lot. You guys, I want y'all to understand that I care about you as well as Ruby does, and that we want the best for y'all. And the best that you want, you gotta want better for yourself. We can't want that. You gotta want that. Do better, y'all. I know y'all think I look tired, but I am mentally drained. Sometimes I get triggered and I get really mentally drained. I'll be all right. I gotta go cook dinner, and that'll probably be for the best. I want you guys to know to do your best and be the best you can be. This is BMT alongside with my favorite, most adorable, lovable, classic rookie. We thank y'all for joining us, and y'all guys have a good day.
All right.
All right, guys.
Cheers, y'all.
See y'all.